Hey everybody, so whether you want to lose 1 pound, 100 pounds, whatever, you need to understand your caloric deficit, the number of calories that you're going to be burning, or at least not putting on every day, every week, every month. This is critical, and this is one of the key reasons why so many people are spinning their wheels and wasting their time in their exercise and their nutritional efforts. Yeah, they're exercising, and yeah, they're trying to eat better, but they don't know how many calories they're actually keeping off each day or burning off. So at the end of a week, a lot of times you can be exercising and you can be eating what you think is healthier. And at the end of the week, you haven't really created a caloric deficit. Or if you have, maybe it's only 300, 400, 500 calories. That's nothing. A pound of fat is about it's almost 3,500 calories. So if you're going to lose about 2 pounds of body fat per week, which is usually a safe estimate, a safe goal to have, if you're going to do that, that means losing about 1,000 calories per day throughout the week, about 7,000 a week, which would be about 2 pounds of body fat. So what's so important to understand is that if you're just taking a shot in the dark and exercising and not knowing how many calories you're actually burning, and if your nutrition changes, but you don't really know by how much, you have no way to gauge the body fat that should be expected to be lost every week. Now with PBT, our programs are pretty different from that. We're looking at a very precise caloric equation, and I want to talk to you about that here. I'm going to give you an example right now in this video so that you can take this example as a hypothetical and kind of work around that in your own fitness and start figuring out, okay, what do I do with this data? What's my own data going to look like? So here's an example. We had a client come to us recently. I wanted to do 2 sessions a week at 35 minutes each and didn't really want to get a whole lot of involvement outside of that. Didn't really want a lot of coaching outside of that. Didn't want to do our virtual video program and just said, hey, I go for light walks. I'll eat better. So let's lose some weight with this 35-minute session twice a week. And here's the math on that. Even if we're losing 10 calories per minute, which is kind of a lot for most people coming to us. That's more of like an athletic and more established kind of exerciser. But even if, okay, we've got 70 minutes a week, let's say we lose 10 calories, per minute. Well, that's 700 calories per week. And if we're not having a nutritional change that's leading to a caloric deficit, and if we're not exercising anything else outside of that, we can only really count on those 700 calories a week. And that's not going to do much. It would literally take a month to lose a pound of body fat. And for a few hormonal reasons and such, it probably wouldn't even do that. I don't even think you'd lose a pound of body fat per month with that kind of regimen. So that was explained to the client, and the client said, well, that can't be. If I'm exercising twice a week, I should be able to lose some body fat, and this doesn't seem right. But that's the way the math works. Now, there is a little bit more to it. You could say that, well, what if this client's being very particularly active on her own? Well, if it's not structured exercise, those activities, even if it's a lot of around the house work or just being outside more, maybe going for light walks even, if it's not structured, targeted exercise, it's probably not going to burn significant body fat. And as she said, she didn't really want to do any real exercise outside of those 2 sessions a week. So what ends up happening is you start to realize that if you're going to be serious about body fat loss of a pound or 2 pounds a week, you're going to need several days per week of really targeted exercise. We're going to have to put the heart rate in the right spot, and we're going to have to be able to keep it there for a good amount of time in order to actually create body fat loss. And then the other way to go is creating a caloric deficit. The problem I see here with a lot of people is they do make healthier food choices, but not necessarily less caloric. So I'll show you what I mean. They'll say, I'm not going to have that 800-calorie dinner because it's unhealthy and it's filled with unhealthy foods. And then I'm going to go have this other dinner, but they end up eating pretty close to 800 calories anyway. It ends up being healthy food, great, but it's almost just as calorically dense in a lot of cases. And there's a lot of statistics that show this too, that when people make healthier food choices, generally, they don't really end up cutting down their calories for very long, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then they end up kind of falling back to their old habits with healthier foods, but in the same amount of calories coming in each day. So none of that will lead to safe and effective fat loss. In fact, what it will lead to is you get your hopes up, you feel depressed, you feel like you've failed, and you start to think that you have some kind of metabolic issue or hormonal issue that's preventing you from burning the body fat that you deserve to burn. So Anyway, if you have questions about your own fat loss, if you want to get serious about a solid program with solid numbers, solid clinical effort going forward, then go ahead and message us. You can call us at 877-698-3648. You can reach my own extension at 7018. Again, my extension is 7018 if you want to reach me directly. You can message us below. Do whatever you need to do. Just get in touch with us. We can set you up with an online personal trainer, a top quality personal trainer. And at this point, I myself have some room for a couple of new clients myself, so I might be able to work with you also. So go ahead and reach out to us. We'd love to help. We help people like you every day to radically achieve very safe and very effective fat loss. I'll look forward to your health and fitness success.